In the following video, we will instruct you on key points of how to successfully prepare for Dirt Cheap Inventory 2013. In 2013, we have a total of 12 stores that will be counted by inventory teams on December 29, 2013. On the day of inventory, each store should be completely prepared before the inventory team arrives. The success of the inventory will completely depend on a prepared store as well as an organized store manager. Each store should begin preparing for inventory no later than December 1st, 2013. Each store wants to have an organized layout that will be easy to count. When preparing for the inventory team, the store manager must ensure that they have a clean area set up for the inventory team. This area must have a countertop that is easy to access all electrical points. This area must also be in a central location so that the inventory team leader is able to communicate with everyone with ease. Before the inventory begins, you must complete several pre-inventory tasks. In every store, the back room must be inventoried by the store manager. All D&I merchandise must be identified and signed properly. All pricing signs must be checked for accuracy. All inventory tickets must be filled out and placed in order on all merchandise throughout the store. And all stocks must be neatly separated and displayed properly for the inventory team. If a team member has began putting out a Gaylord, it must be completely out by the day of the inventory. No shopping carts with merchandise in them will be allowed on the day of inventory. All shopping carts must be completely empty. Only untouched Gaylords will be allowed to be included on the backroom inventory. You will soon be able to refer to the new backroom inventory video that is coming to developccm.com very shortly. The next step is to have all D&I merchandise identified and signed properly. Since the back room is considered D&I, you will want to rope off all entrances that lead to the back room with caution tape. Make sure that you are using tape that will hold the caution tape securely throughout the entire day of inventory. Once you have hung the caution tape, you must place a D&I sign on all entrances. Other areas that are D&I will include any stock that is 90% or greater off on the day of the count, any stock or items in a stock that are 25 cents or less on the day of the count, all bargain or flush buggies or flushed merchandise, accessories or domestics that are on the fourth markdown on the day of the count, Christmas-themed hardlines, clothing, or domestics, and any consignment inventories. The detailed list of consignment inventories will be available towards the end of December. When marking D&I gondola, you will neatly mark the area with caution tape. You must make sure you extend the caution tape the entire length of the gondola. Other displays must be marked D&I in a similar manner. It will always be better to place too many D&I signs than it will be to not have enough. Lots of time and effort will be wasted if an inventory member accidentally counts a D&I section. Remember that all Claire's will be D&I. This includes any pegged items of Claire's as well as any table items or clothing items that are in the Claire's stock. The next important step in preparing for inventory is to make sure all of the signage is correct throughout the store. This includes every stock in the store that is on the sales floor. You may find that there are many areas throughout the store that are lacking signage that is necessary to have an accurate inventory. Make notes of any items that are incorrect so that you may correct them immediately. Once you have corrected and verified all stocks and pricing throughout the store, it is now time to place the inventory tickets. Once you have completed laying out the surrounding walls, you will typically begin laying tickets out in the table area or the gondola area. The most important thing to remember is that you should be laying the tickets out in numerical order. However you decide as a manager to lay your tickets out, they must be picked up and placed back in numerical order to be sent to corporate. Keeping the tickets in order will help you identify easily at the end of the inventory if you have any tickets that are missing. We do clothing last because these are typically the areas that take up the most inventory tickets. You must make sure that the tags are secure and will not fall off during the inventory. As the manager, you will be filling in the tickets as you place them on the racks and gondola. You must make sure the tickets are secure enough that when the inventory team writes the number on the ticket that they do not fall off. When preparing the inventory tickets, the manager will write the inventory tag number on the top right-hand corner. Once you are finished with a book, you will start with the next number in order as you fill out any additional books. Be sure to write the numbers as easy to read as possible. Please remember that you do not put inventory tickets on merchandise in the back room. Inventory tickets are for the sales floor only. This year we will count clothing that is not a special clothing stock by piece count. The piece count clothing will be considered stock number 1000 at all stores. You will write stock number 1000 and you will write the price point as $1. There will be a place on the tickets for the inventory person to write their count and sign off. After the inventory count is complete, the manager may randomly verify the number on the ticket and sign off as well. All non-special clothing stocks will be counted as stock 1000 with a price point of $1. All shoe stocks that are not on the special shoe stock list will be counted as stock number 99999 and at a price point of $1. This is extremely important that all managers are aware of this revision. Unless otherwise noted from the corporate office, all shoes will be counted as stock number 99999 and a price point of $1. Target stocks will be labeled as most other hardlines and softline stocks are. You will simply write the current stock number, label the stock number, and write the current discount that the stock number is available at. As you see from the example above, the tickets will be labeled and laid out in numerical order. This will be important when you are collecting the tickets from each area. Other typical stocks will be labeled the same way. You will simply write the actual stock number on the appropriate line. You will then write the stock name and whether or not the item is a price point or a discount. Remember, once an inventory team has a completed count, you should randomly check the tickets to ensure they are doing correct counts. As you are putting out tickets, remember to look for items that are not in the correct place. By the time the tickets are out, every item of merchandise should be in the correct area. In preparing for inventory, all merchandise must be on the sales floor. Any areas that are messy will be considered unprepared. This type of situation will only make it harder for the store manager to be successful during their inventory. Each store manager that has the entire store prepared for inventory will be issued a $100 bonus for the time and effort that has been made into preparing the store for an inventory. This bonus will only be applied after the corporate representative has reported back that all aspects in the manager's control were successful. When preparing for accessories for inventory, you must make sure weeks ahead of time that you have plenty of plastic bins to separate the accessories by price point. When accessories are displayed, they are typically already laid out on the tables by price points. This fact should make it easier for the store to begin to prepare for the inventory process. All bins, whether on tables or not, should be neatly displayed and easy to access. None of the bins should be overflowing. All tables should be pulled at least 2 feet apart on the day of the inventory. This will be necessary for the inventory team to access all items for the count. When placing inventory tickets on the table, you must first make sure that the entire table is the same price point. All tickets should be placed on the table in a visible area that is easy to access. When you have bins on a table that have more than one price point, You must display an inventory ticket on each bin. Remember that the inventory team is not aware of our pricing. A ticket is necessary in every place that a normal non-associate may have a question. Regular bin merchandise must follow the same rules. Most stores use bins when displaying regular hardlines and accessories. Again, each bin must have only one price point. This includes all merchandise on the gondola as well as merchandise on the tables. Make sure your associates separate all bin items correctly. It would be useful to have extra bins on hand to help the separating process. All bins with separate price points must be labeled with their own inventory ticket. Make sure the tickets are placed in order and placed securely. Many stores consider domestics to be the hardest merchandise to prepare for inventory. This is because there are so many different price points that are typically mixed together when they are placed on the sales floor. Each item in domestics must be taken out of any bags that are filled with sets or pieces to a set. This is because there are many different price points in any one-bedroom set. All price points in domestics must be grouped together with identical price points. All sheets of the same price point must be grouped together in 4-foot sections extending as far as needed. The same rule applies for pillows, comforters, blankets, etc. The process of grouping domestics before inventory should typically be done following the close of business day on Saturday. This is because customers tend to mix the prices throughout the day. Make sure to have an associate available all day during the inventory in case the inventory team has any questions. The store manager will place an inventory ticket on every 4-foot section of the domestics gondolas. The manager must make sure to check each section and ensure they are labeling the area with the proper price point. Securely attach the ticket to the top left-hand corner. Gondola merchandise should be the easiest to prepare for inventory. Most gondola merchandise should have the same stock on each run of gondola. These items must be laid out neatly enough for the inventory team to count them. If at all possible, the store should concentrate on having all like items together on the gondola. This will help speed up the inventory count as well as help with accuracy. Make sure on the gondola merchandise that when possible, the pricing tickets are facing towards the inventory member. With so many different items of hardlines to count, you must have a manager present in the area to assist the inventory team with price checks that will be constant throughout the day. With merchandise that is the same stock number on each side of the gondola, you will only need to place an inventory ticket about every 8 feet. If you find that an area may be harder to distinguish, you can add as many inventory tickets as you would like. The floor stack merchandise should be one of the easiest areas to prepare. You want at least a 2-foot walking area between each run of floor merchandise. This merchandise is usually big and bulky, so you may want to straighten when needed throughout the entire count process. Other areas of floor stack may be very easy to count. Make sure signs are placed on every floor stack section. Place inventory tickets on the top left corner of every floor stack section. The clothing area should be the easiest area to merchandise and prepare for inventory. The first step is to pull all empty clothes hangers from the clothing racks. This is because the inventory team will likely be counting the total of clothes hangers as opposed to looking at each item of clothing. You can use these hangers to hang any items that haven't been properly put back on the sales floor. Make sure while you are pulling hangers that you are also hanging up any items of clothing that may be thrown on the racks or laying on the floors. Having the entire clothing department ready to count is a process that should begin many days before the actual inventory takes place. Once the clothing department is prepared, you will place the inventory tickets on each side of the front of the racks. Again, All clothing that is not considered a special stock will be labeled Stock 1000 with a price point of $1. The majority of clothing in the store will fall under the stock number 1000. The special clothing stocks will be on a list. You will have all the information that you will need to fill out these inventory tickets. Jackets and coats are typical special clothing stocks that will be on their own rack and will have a unique ticket for that stock number. Shoes will be very easy to prepare to be counted. Simply follow the guidelines when preparing shoes that is available on the training video on the website developccm.com. All toes should be pointed outward and fronted correctly. Once all shoes are correctly displayed, you are now ready to place your inventory tickets. The shoe inventory tickets will be placed on the top left corner of every 4-foot section. Any special shoe stocks that are listed will be made available to you from corporate. During inventory, as the inventory team begins to have counts written and available, the corporate representative should begin checking the counts as many times as necessary. This is to ensure that the counts are being done correctly. If you find many mistakes, as a corporate representative, it is your job to follow up with the inventory team supervisor. Once you have spoken to the team supervisor, if you feel that the problem has not been corrected and that you are not getting accurate counts, you should immediately contact the corporate office. You will still want to check all areas of the store: hard lines, clothing, and domestics. Checking counts should be done throughout the entire inventory. This is a very critical part of overseeing any inventory. Do not forget to have plenty of management available to assist you with price checks. This is also important as you do not want to have a team member bogged down by waiting on prices. Once the inventory is complete, the team leader will provide the manager and the corporate representative a list of all items that have been counted and the entire inventory. It is very important to check this list for any obvious mistakes. One keystroke can skew any count by hundreds or even thousands. If you see any mistakes, you will bring them to the team leader's attention. At that point, you and the team leader should verify the merchandise count in question and make any corrections that are needed. After you have completed the verification of the counts, you will begin to remove all tickets. This part is very important because you must remember to pick up all of the tickets in order. While you are picking up the tickets, you will easily notice if one is missing. If this happens, it may mean that the inventory person has also missed counting the items this ticket has been assigned to. You must find this ticket and verify that a count has been done for this area. Make sure as you pick up the tickets that you bend the tape back and secure it against the paper. This will help keep the tickets organized and not stuck together. Now you must prepare all items to be sent to the corporate office. This includes collect inventory recap sheets, collect final inventory spreadsheet from the team leader, band all inventory tickets, and collect backroom inventory sheets. All of these items will be placed in a large envelope and given to the corporate representative that will deliver the package to the corporate office. If you have any questions, please contact your district manager.